Quarterback may change this route. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Scanning the field, it's Reed. Intercepted, number 19. Man, that's... They're going to throw it to start the drive. Finds his tight end.
Nice quick throw there, and it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find their rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw, and you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the game.
Still on his feet at the 45. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Steps away to find some room. Got out of trouble and throws. Right on target this time. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Let's see what they've got on second down. Dropping back, it's Reed. Looking to the big tight end. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. Here comes a third down situation, and the defense has had no answer so far. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Oh, it's a fumble. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
I got to tell you, man, I'm impressed. Not with the throw, not with the decision, but how the offense flew around after the interception, getting to the ball, David, and creating that fumble.
And I think the QB breathing a big sigh of relief. You thought you made a game-changing pick, but how about flying to the football, like you said, making the tackle, getting the football out, recovering it, and, getting a first down. That's how you do it.
Going to swing it on second down. Grab near the marker. It's Hudson. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The Cougars line it up with a first and goal. This is a designed run. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward now, back to work on second and goal from the 6. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Houston. Motion from the wide receiver. quarterback would keep it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. High the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking for a man. It's Reed. Snagged in the middle. It's Hudson. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. They'll make the stop, but the chains will move. It's a first down for Houston. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Here comes the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. One final play before the end of the quarter. The play action fake. Pocket breaking down. And he's feeling the heat, and he will go down. Final play of the first quarter, and not the way he wanted to end it. That's the end of the period, and it's Texas Tech holding the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong, only called on twice in the victory last week. Coverage team able to put us. Here comes the Houston offense once again. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David. Gonna take a shot. He's got it inside the 15. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll move the wide receiver. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown. Back to pass, it's Reed. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They've got to be more physical, get off the ball get downhill faster.
It would have been a 55-yard field goal from here, so they'll leave the offense out there and try to convert 4th and short. They'll stop him right there, but it is enough for a Houston first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Hudson. He's out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking for the score. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Fires left. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Really nice 3rd down sub defense there at that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now
opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Using his legs to buy some time. And he'll just get rid of that one.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking for space. It's Sanford. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. This is a spot you see many... They go to the draw. He'll work his way up to the 24-yard line before being shoved out of bounds. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking for a man. It's Reed. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Well, it doesn't get any more open than that. Good read by the quarterback. He was looking for his tight end wide open on the play. Man, you got to make the catch.
Bully ball on 3rd and short. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. The Cougars will line it up on 1st and 10. Might be calling a hot route. Wants to go up top on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Back to throw, time running short in the half. Bringing the heat. He's going to fire deep. Hits him inside the 20, still going. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This defense happy with how that last play turned out. They'll decline the penalty. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Perfect chance for us to put the first 2 quarters under the microscope.
And the Red Raiders will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. The returner will field it and bring it back. Not a lot of space.
21, and your Houston Cougars will take over. 1st and 10.
First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here comes the offense on second down. Looking to throw, it's Reed. This one's complete. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. Slithers into space.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Cougars in a good spot here with second and short. Back to pass. He's moving out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard on these defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
Back down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Houston is moving it quickly down the field. They'll send the back in motion. Creates a little room. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Cougars come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Looking for room. It's Sanford. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
Makes the grab. It's Hudson.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. The Cougars kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Back to throw. It's Reed. Finds his big tight end. And he's brought down after a nice game.
two-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
And the Cougars have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Quarterback making checks. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Looking left. He's got it on the move. And he'll run it into the end zone. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. The Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Here on 3rd down for this offense. He's looking downfield to throw. And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. Houston will be forced to punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Not going to get a chance to field that. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Hudson. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the 2nd half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up.
Oh, he's got some space. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a 1st down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the 3rd. He's got 98 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with a 1st down. He'll pull it down and run. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Just a short pass to the tight end. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Sanford. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching.
Got some room into the goal. Find the friendly skies. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. It's Sanford. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
Well, no mystery on that play call, right? You got the lead late in the game. You've gotten the ball back on the other side of the 50 on your opponent's side, and so you're just going to run it. And it's fine if they know that. You just want to stay on the field and bleed this clock, and you got to start thinking about where are your best runner runs. Which side of this offensive line is the strongest? Which guys defensively do you want to attack so you can take as much time off the clock as possible?
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Sanford. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
Well, he's had the hot hand, 3 TDs in the game already. I like just force-feeding this guy the rock some more here, Bob.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been the more physical team. He does a really good job finding the end zone, running the football. That's why they featured him today.
They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Direct snap. He'll pitch it. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Cougar! And the pummeling has started. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
And a great job by the quarterback, Reese, making the right read. I got to get...
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the snap, it's Sanford fighting off the defender. And he forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Sanford. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Rides it and reads it. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Turning it on. They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Back has it. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. It's incomplete. Tried a little razzle-dazzle there, but it'll be 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. A shot toward the end zone.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Between the uprights, it's good. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
On the direct snap, it's Peppers. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free